Hey everyone, it's me T coming at you with a divine Feng Shui feel reading. Thanks for stopping in. I'm actually really super excited about this because this video was so meant to be at this time because eights have been a huge number today, and I don't know what it is, but it's infinity. It's amazing. So, oh, you know what? Let me light up my candle because I forgot to do that before I start. So yeah, so hopefully everybody had a great day today. I'm coming on here just to kind of reflect in terms of like what went on. And also let me get this prepared a little bit in terms of how I always forget to fucking use my phone. I'm gonna get to it eventually. You think by now I'd pick up on it, but no. So anyhow, any hizzle, any whizzle, any shizzle. I basically am excited that I'm coming on here at the 8th hour. I just realized that as I was coming on here. It's super awesome. So it's 8:08 as I'm talking about it, and as I'm getting to my channel. So 8:08 blessings to my channel. It's out there. Nice. My thumbnail came out pretty sweet. Okay, so hold on. It's always weird to hear yourself. I think, okay. So let's just stop there. All right. So 8:08, here we go. What I was getting is to blend these today. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm not used to shuffling these cards, but something was coming to me where I was like, let's blend the deck, because that's going to be the funness out of it. Oh, you know what? I shouldn't have done it that way, but fuck it. Because it's not, they're not playing decks. They're, you know, where it's like they're on both sides, they're upright. So they're like one way, so fuck it. All right. So this is the last shuffle. That's what I'm feeling. That's what they're telling me. Highest and best cards are always at the top of my decks. So I was getting to do 3 cards. Interesting. A team. Oh, okay. Do I grab 3 cards of these numerology cards and then 3 cards of the goddess cards? Yeah, okay, because I'm like, that's super. Actually, we're going to do this. We are going to do this, okay? So, interesting, just so you know that the card stock on the numerology decks are a little bit thicker. Not that one is bad or the other one isn't. Look how they came out, like super hilarious. Like, that's kind of cool. Okay. So, yeah, what I'm getting from here, by the way, do we talk about the bottom of the deck? Nice. This came up to me before. Okay, leadership. And I'm going to take the bottom of the deck here, too. Do we take this flip out card at all? Okay, so this is how we play, peoples. This is how we play the game, okay? And do I talk about this right now as the bottom of the deck? No. Okay. So, let me just take this in for a second. This one's popping out at me, but which one do we start with? Do we start with this one? Yeah, I was led to start with that one. All right, so here it is. So it's very interesting that I'm getting to start out with the divine feminine aspects of the deck because of this reading, because I've really noticed that lately it's been very much so where the feminine energies are super like shot out like a bullet. Okay, so I want to, and this is really interesting. Mother Earth, Mawu, Queen Goddess Mawu. And when I say shot out, I really feel as though they're like Queen Goddess energies. These are like really strong. They're not like weak bitches. Like, these are not like, you know, bitch drink kind of energies. This is like, no bitch, you're gonna go hardcore. Like, this is a bitch that's like drinking the whiskey. You know what I'm saying? Like, can drink you under the table type of bitches. Like, these are like fucking, but in their own right. It doesn't have to be down to the drinking, right? But like in our society, it's like if you could drink somebody under the table, you're pretty fucking, you know, like on the ins, you're a cool person. You could do, you know, you're like perceived as strong, right? So you can keep up with the gang. But very interesting. Mawu, Mother Earth, shows up right next to my, like, I don't know if you can see it from afar, but it shows up, she's holding a crystal ball, and the crystal ball is right there. So, you know, musings. So you have a vision. Your divine feminine today had a vision that she went after, okay? It says you are called upon to help with environmentalism. Now, it's very interesting because I think that environmentalism doesn't have to just do with Earth. I think it also has to do with earthly things, okay? So today could have been a day where, you went for a walk, right? Like in the morning, because we're kind of going to go from morning to night. Or we're just going to like have it play out and see how it plays out for you. But this is very interesting because it's like you had a vision, like you're kind of like really keeping up with your habits, which is really good, right? Like your really good habits and you're strengthening them. I also feel as though there's something like where, you were like, so when I say this doesn't have to just do with earthly stuff, it has a lot to do with like earthly visions. Like, you know, you were given a very big vision for your life and how it's going to actually help the world. I also think that environmentalism comes down to, you know, certain different earthly objects. So it could be like you traded something with somebody on a physical level in terms of like, you went out and you met somebody, you know, off of whatever, like Facebook Market or Craigslist or whatever, to kind of swap or purchase something off of them in terms of, you know, just like what they were getting rid of, and you were balancing, right? It's kind of like the water is the flow out, and then the earth is to kind of bring something into your space where, so excuse me, I just like ate dinner, so I'm going to be burping and whatever. But I just want to say, so the water is kind of like when you purge out emotional stuff, and by that I mean you are also getting rid of physical stuff, and then earth is to kind of like absorb, kind of like the soil, it absorbs like any and all negative or positive energy, it doesn't matter, like, you know, it's also a recyclable type of thing, recyclable type of thing. I also feel as though, so earth is kind of bringing like objects into your space to kind of ground your dreams and ground your space a little bit better in terms of its energies and what's needed. Let's see what else, hold on, let's see what else is going on here, guys. Okay. So are we moving on to the next card? Yeah, okay, so this is the next card. Sensitivity. Nice. Okay. So, White Tara, sensitivity. I know we've been getting these, cards lately, but I feel as though there's been some type of unison if that's the way that I've shuffled before, okay? Remember how, I have been really channeling that where it's like, you know, there's going to be a unison within you, and you know, and so I feel like it happened today, okay? So, and something's coming up to me where it's like, I feel like you finally, the unison came out of you finally realizing that you can be both the divine feminine, divine masculine, and very strong at both, okay? That's what I'm getting. Now, it's very interesting that I'm saying this at this White Tara sensitivity card, because, well, let me just explain what it says. Or, okay, they want me to actually say it first. Because I've had a recent happening to me where I like literally just finished talking to my mom about this. Where, you know, a lot of people, this is like, I also see like where the, you know, the wheel is turning. A lot of people perceive sensitive people to be weak, okay? And a lot of people have perceived themselves to not go and be emotional about all the stuff that they need to be emotional about because they perceive themselves as a weaker link if they actually are, if they actually begin to feel human of any sort, okay? So you think fucking robots are coming in our future? Dude, we're fucking living with with human robots that cannot feel their shit, okay? So I just wanted to tell you, it's scary, but we'll all get there, okay? So the whole thing is, it's like, don't fear the fucking robots. Fear the fact that you're not feeling your feelings, okay? Because that shit is fucking wild and fucking crazy that it's like such a risk taking that I'd never fucking do it. And B, talking about risks. That's the fucking most wildest risk that you could fucking take. B, it prevents you from being you and completely you and your authentic you, which is your strength. Okay, this is why sensitive people, to me, are super fucking strong, and especially they are stronger if they don't have to kind of, what's the word, kind of like drink their fucking emotions away, smoke their fucking emotions away. Basically anything that you feel like you need to turn to show off that you're very cool, or you're very strong, or you're very badass. It's like the complete opposite is actually true. So it's funny, I love my family in terms of who they are, what they always have to comment about, like, me, what they teach me about me, okay? And I have this one aunt that I was just talking to recently, and she was saying how, we were talking about badassness, and that's exactly what I told her. I said, here's why I think I'm a badass, and she sees me as like, kind of like, oh, I'm very sensitive, okay? Now, it's funny because I feel like in different areas, like, there's always like different frequencies. Like, so when you're at work, I feel like, I don't know, whatever. I'm not even going to go into it. I just kind of wanted to tell you that, like, it's very interesting. It's just very interesting, put it that way. But what I wanted to say here is that I was telling her that that's exactly who I found to be such a badass in this life is, those people that don't have to fucking say a damn thing like, they will feel their feelings out till the end of time and not be with their feelings like full throttle, but just like feel their feelings, handle them, and get past them, right? Those are the badasses. And if you can do it over and over and over again, and no matter what the pain is, and just get the fuck up and do it, like, kind of get to that, like, painful destination, feel the fucking pain, and then start over again, like, just kind of come out of the woodworks with it, or not to say the woodworks, but now I'm trying to get fucking technical and fucking I'm trying to get, like, I'm not flowing right now, so hold on 1 second. I'm getting practical is what I'm trying to say, which is not a bad thing, but maybe that's why I had to, like, fucking pause for a second. So what I wanted to say here is literally it's the people who are willing to feel their feelings out of their heart, and really kind of not ignore what they're fucking feeling, and also tending to them, and also just not seeing it as such a bad thing, right? Like, if there is a storm in your world, it could very much so be perceived as, oh my god, it's a fucking storm, and it's always going to be here. And it's like, that's not true. You know what I'm saying? You have to realize that, there's beauty in the storm too, just like there's beauty in darkness and shadow also, you have to kind of take all of it. And so I want to say the sensitive people are those that kind of deal with imperfection and just accept that there's imperfection, and, and bumpy roads, and very, like, kind of, what's it called? Like, when you're in the ocean, it's like, the waves can be like, not turbulent, but what is it called? Not, I guess, choppy waters, right? So you have to understand that that's a natural part of life, right? But some of us humans, And I want to say the arrogant ones, the more arrogant ones, don't like to feel their feelings. They like to be of that perfection instead of just honoring and just acknowledging that there is an imperfection to us and it's okay. You know what I'm saying? So, and you also have to feel that just as you allow yourself to feel fucking super joyous. You know, everybody's so willing to feel super joyous, but they're not willing to feel any type of, you know, loss or regret or any type of negativity. It's like, it's not that I'm saying, you know, like, you put it this way, as a happy person, as a naturally happy person, I am also very wholesome because I choose to feel all the feelings that come my way, if they need to come my way, you know, because the whole thing is, my whole point is I really want to be happy in this life, right? So the whole thing is, if I acknowledge, you know, negativity or shadow or, you know, darkness, it doesn't matter, in a way that it's just there and it's actually meant to help us to kind of show us contrast and be more grateful for the joyous things that come our way, then that actually prolongs my happiness. It brings me to a higher and higher, happier joy, you know, and if I want a higher, happier joy, I have to acknowledge the wholesomeness of, you know, life. And that's what that last statement is exactly why I do it. It's because I want my entire life to be acknowledged. I don't want, you know, it's kind of like having, oh, this is interesting. This came to me in the shower just a few days ago. I was like, I find it funny how, like, let's say there's a family and they have two kids. One kid, and it's usually this way, right? It's so crazy. One kid is usually one way, and the other kid is usually another way. And one is more like a go-getter, and you're gonna do everything that your parents tell you to do, and you're gonna follow the fucking rules and all this shit. And the other one is more like, I don't give a fuck. Like, I'm gonna be like the bad child, you know, the perceived bad child, right? So it's funny because the perceived bad child is usually the smart, sensitive child, okay? That's all I gotta say. The emotionally smart, sensitive child. They fucking listen to themselves. They listen to their hearts. They're the rebels, right? A lot of people don't like them in the beginning because the fact that they're like, oh my God, you're not listening to the rules. Like, that's so fucked up, so selfish, da-da-da-da-da-da-da. They have all this shit to say, but they're actually the ones following their purpose, following what they feel, and don't give a shit about what anybody else has to say, okay? So it's really actually fucking beautiful to be sensitive, and it's actually, you have to be selfish in a way, you know, like, you have to be kind of, what do I want to say? You have to be kind of self-serving to your self-love, okay? Which a lot of people perceive to be selfish. But if you have a bigger purpose in life, you have to do that. And I feel as though we all have a bigger purpose in life, okay? And it doesn't matter if you're, like, a big purpose in life, by the way, is becoming, like, a parent, okay? So even with that purpose of life, you have to kind of just acknowledge all of you. You have to, you have to, what else did I want to say there? You have to just be okay with the way that if you decide to be selfish, right? And that's again, that's what I was getting at. You have to be selfish to kind of live out your dreams if this is what you're interested in, okay? And I feel as though you best get interested in it right now because we all are here for some sort of reason to literally live out our dreams. And I don't give a fuck. Everybody needs to hear that. I don't give a fuck what anybody else decides to, if anybody else out there decides to, what is it called, repress that shit within themselves, I'm not sorry for you, okay? Because that's one of the reasons why we are here. We have something to add to the world, to Mother Earth, that you need to work on, and sometimes you need to work at it alone. You need to say, peace out. Peace out to your friends. I got something to work on, and, you know, and this is going to be the world. What comes to me is like, you know, DJs, they have to sit in silence for a little bit to fucking put their playlist together. You know what I'm saying? But then so they're very yin, you know, they're very alone. And maybe it's not so much alone. Maybe they're with a group of like-minded people, and then they work on themselves in terms of being in touch with themselves, and then they decide to, they decide to go yang with it, which is bring it to the fucking world, bring it to the crowd that they're going to play for, right? So again, this sensitivity, you have to honor being by yourself. You have to honor like the sensitivity that kind of is that sacred type of essence within you that is like kind of pure in a sense. It's a pure healing energy. Yeah, white. Okay, it's a pure healing energy that literally it has you connected to the divine that you have to honor, right? So if you're honoring the divine, you are literally being selfish, and it's okay because of the fact that you need that time to kind of, you know, to kind of be with you and your divine creator. Now it's very interesting because a lot of people who get called selfish are usually the people that people most often want to be hung out with, okay? So when somebody's calling you selfish, just know that you're bringing something to the table that is very high vibrational and they want more of it, okay? So I was reading something about lust today, and that's basically what it is. It's like a form of lust that somebody is just kind of like wanting to be with. It's an energy that that you're putting out, that somebody wants to be with, and yet they can't find it in themselves. So you know what? If you take it away from them, they're going to call you fucking selfish. And that's how it's going to be. And they're going to take you the fuck down with that one word. But I'm telling you right now, be your sensitive self. Don't take on that selfish type of energy where somebody calls you that. Just allow it to flow and happen. But always side with your sensitivity. And one of the ways that if somebody calls you selfish, and I think that there's a reason why I'm talking about this, but one of the ways that if somebody calls you selfish, or if you're in the vicinity of somebody who has called you selfish, it doesn't fucking matter, whichever way it pans out, because it can happen on a quiet energetic level where no one's really saying it, but they're feeling it for you, right? Like people could feel like, you know, that essence of, you know, God forbid the J, but jealousy, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, people can express, you know, to you anything on a quiet note and on a loud note. So what I'm saying here is if somebody calls you selfish, you can either be hanging out with them quietly today, like they could be in your vicinity, or there's somebody who had either told you about it a long time ago, you know, said it to your face, or what else did I want to say? Or you know, or both. You know what I'm saying? So there's maybe somebody in your vicinity that, you know, is what I'm getting is like looking upon your sensitivity and kind of dissecting it. So it's kind of like they're wondering like how they can become that, right? So I feel like they're listening to you. This is what I'm getting. They're listening to you and they want to learn from you. Because they don't realize that you're sensitive. Because it's sometimes sensitivity is such a quiet fucking, you know, essence to somebody, like an energy to somebody that normally it's like a questionable thing. It's like what people question. It's like, what is that about her? Like, what is it about her that is like really fucking strong? Like, people don't know. Guess what? It's sensitivity. Because I know when people look at me, they see me as a stronger person. And it's because I'm fucking sensitive as fuck. Like, that's literally what it is. And I take everything in because, you know, also having an energy being like of a nurturer essence, you take in a lot of shit. You absorb a lot of shit. And, you know, that is felt on an energetic level and also seen on a physical level, okay? This is part of the reason also why, in case you are a little bit overweight, it's because you are protecting yourself from your outside environment, from those that are kind of taking from you in a sense, or are not in alignment with you or have a problem with you, okay, being sensitive, all right? So it's kind of like your sensitivity creates a little bit of like excess, like more to love type of weight than you would like it to have, but that's just because it may just be in your environment, okay? It's interesting. I'm also getting like a snow globe here. A snow globe, it's like, and I would love, okay, that's really cool, is like to have this type of, I mean, I kind of already do, which I'm blessed to say that I do have, but I'm saying like this is interesting if it was like a white Tara or a Lakshmi in a snow globe. I gotta look that up. That would be really cool. Well, right, talking to my, well, actually, maybe not so much in a snow globe because you know what? I like when things are freed the fuck up too, right? So, they're actually, this is, to me, I'm seeing a snow globe, but I'm seeing this person outside of a snow globe. So it's kind of like this person, how do I express this? Kind of like okay, so I'm seeing this snow globe as an eyeball too, right? Because it's like the retina is kind of behind there too. Now, it's like the white Tara is in the center of the eyeball. It's like, I want to say she just like came out of somebody's eyeball, if you guys can see that. And see it closer. And so I want to say like she stepped into her power of the sensitivity, like she escaped the snow globe aspect of, okay, what everybody else wants you to be, and now she stepped into her power of sensitivity, which is, I want to say, a healthy way of wearing your heart on your sleeve, okay? There are some people that I have a really big problem with wearing their heart on their sleeve because it's so imbalanced and so irregularly, like so tilted in the direction of for another person rather for themselves. So that's where I have a really big problem when it's like that. And when it's not kind of like you want love so bad that you're going to be like kind of wearing your heart on your sleeve with everybody, which is like also going to hurt you at the same time. So it's like you can't be unhealthy when you're wearing your heart on your sleeve. You have to be healthy about it. So I'm very much for sensitivity, but I'm also very much for self-love sensitivity, okay? So this is super huge, and I feel like that's exactly what we stepped into, is this self-love sensitivity. Like, hey, guess what? I don't give a fuck if this other person doesn't like me because of what I have to say or who I am or whatever. I'm going to say what I have to say, and if they're also super sensitive about it, it's like, whatever, man, because I've owned up to my sensitivity, and that's the only way that you can actually come from a loving wave, is if you own your sensitivity and then express yourself through your heart, you know, which is pure, which is the white essence, right? And it can only be pure if you've really kind of acknowledged and, you know, felt into, but also surpassed your negative emotions. So again, you really have to work on your emotions in order to get past the snow globe effect, which is what I feel like many of us on my level that resonate with me have just done today, okay? So, and also I feel like there's a lot of forgiveness that has been healed. So it's kind of like, and it's interesting because this card is green. So yes, there was a healing today that had happened, and a very joyous enlightenment around the crown, which is kind of like, I want to say you probably got a download of how to come through on a forgiveness, but also come through in terms of receiving information for the future and how you want to be and how you want to show up in this world and how you want to act towards others, right? So it's kind of like both happened, I want to say, probably simultaneously, okay? And this may have also been with women. Like, this is, like, if you've dealt with a woman in your life today, or maybe there was a woman that was extra kind of like a highlight in your life today. Maybe this is what kind of happened with you or that woman, okay? So, and, you know, these are, this can happen in all different ways. So, but that's, you know, what I'm getting is what I'm going to share. Nice! Oh my god, I love it. Lakshmi, I just mentioned her over here too, so I'm super happy she came out. I love Lakshmi. Lakshmi's the best. Yo, I love all of them, but I really resonate with Lakshmi, and Lakshmi has not come out for me in the longest time, or for us rather, in the longest time in this deck, so I'm super grateful that she's here. Lakshmi says, stop worrying, everything is going to be fine, okay? Now, it's very interesting. Lakshmi is, you know, I really did feel a sense of freedom today, which is very interesting that she shows up. I also want to say that there's like, again, your sensitivity and you owning all of yourself, right? There's this wholesomeness aspect to it. And you coming out of this lotus type of, and actually Lakshmi sits on a lotus too sometimes. She's perceived as that, so it's beautiful. Um, she literally, so they have a lot of that in common, and it's a very much compassionate energy too, right? So it's like owning your sensitive side is being your compassionate self today, you know. What else did I want to say here is very oh, and the strength, that's what I want to say with the elephants. Elephants have been like a huge thing lately too, guys. So elephants is like, and they are actually, as I'm thinking about it, they are a huge awesome symbol of that sensitivity because they're large and in charge. They're like super big animals, right? They're powerful looking, and that's what they are. But they're super sensitive on the inside, right? Like they're just super sensitive to the energy. So once you own that side of yourself, that like, yes, you are this big person. You know what I'm saying? You are big in the effects of, you know, how you live your life out of integrity, out of, you know, sticking to your vows, virtues, voyages is what it came up. Is what came up. Vows, virtues, values, and voyages. I like that. I never even thought about it. So somebody could be going on a trip since that came up, and maybe it's overseas or it's on a boat, in the sea. So yeah, I mean, that's definitely, it's very interesting because I saw that too today where it stood out to me. So I just feel as though, you know, you're getting this super healing actually as you're looking at this card right now. I'm sensing that you're getting this super healing, knowing that whatever worries you had are no longer there anymore and they're clearing away, okay? Now, this is super beautiful because I just noticed tomorrow is my birthday. And before I came on here shuffling these cards, I was thinking to myself, I'm just so grateful because I feel as if I've sifted out through all of the fucking bullshit that I possibly could have sifted out of my life. And, you know, even though there always could be something more to kind of perfect, it's like the majority of it has been sifted out. And what I want to say is like, she's sending you this super healing knowing that tomorrow's going to be a brighter day. But like, I feel as though you did something today when it comes to your career, because again, we're talking about career, and this also could be applied in your career too. Do I go into that story right now for a second? Yeah, okay. So here's what I realized today that was very interesting. I had a helpful people and travel person come through, and they were actually staying in the career aspect of our home. And I realized, I said, oh, that's so interesting because she's very powerful in her career. She has a very good reputation. So I was like, that's beautiful energy for a person to come into your home with. You know what I'm saying? And so we're very blessed to have had that. And I feel as though she is one of the reasons why, you know, she kind of capped us with having a bright and beautiful future. So it's very interesting how everything is connected. Everything outside of you is really meant to be as is. And it's also supposed to tell you a story in terms of what's coming up next that's actually being heightened in your world. Okay. So what she did. So again, she was a beautiful, bright blessing for us, where, you know, I feel, and water is very much the element of career, right? So your career, you really have nothing to worry about it. You're actually going to do very well. I also feel as though this has something to do with a dream come true in terms of something that you've thought about, like maybe doing in your retirement. You're actually doing it a lot earlier than you anticipated it to be, okay? So, like, you're putting forth these dreams, and it's funny because even before I was doing a little Feng Shui in regards to my career, and that was coming up for me too, but I was also thinking about how, you know, when it comes to my birthday, I actually do a lot of dream making. Like, that's one of the things that I kind of started doing ever since, like, last year. I'm like, you know what? From now on, instead of saying, like, oh, I don't know what I'm doing for my birthday, or, like, trying to plan, like, a celebration. Like, I'm not against celebrations at all. but I feel as though I want an inner celebration. Like, really fucking feel that. And I feel as though you yourselves have worked so much. Like, you've brightened your lives so much today in terms of, like, there was just such joy that you did something for yourself on an internal scale where you're entertaining yourself kind of like a little kid does, right? So it's like your inner child doing that, like, that walk for you, or that work for you, that effort, right? So that you can literally, like, be like, okay, I can see that my future is bright, right? Because it made you that joyous and that happy. And so you kind of see, like, the clearing of all of what you have done in the past is now literally taking you way more ahead than you ever thought you would be. But also, you're feeling really, like, uplifted, because even if you're doing things step by step, like 1, 2, 3, I also have a feeling if that happened with me, then that happened with you too, where I saw myself put something in gear today and it was like step 1, step 2, step 3. As I'm saying that, I'm seeing level 1. Okay, so that's so confirmation. It's like level 1, level 2, level 3. Like, you were taking those little itty bitty steps, but each step made you super happy to take, right? Even if you're not, like, fully complete with the project or whatever, it was allowing you to open up to this beautiful, bright future that you actually can. Again, going back to, step 1 is see. You were able to see the future, you were able to see what you wanted. And actually, sometimes and I'm going to put it in this way, she's wearing dark. You're the dark. You actually have no idea where the fuck you're going, but you're just listening to the universe, because the universe had dressed you. Again, I'm burping so much, Jesus. The universe has dressed you, and you're like, okay, so you may not know where you're in the dark, but yet you have a clear vision. Like, you were kind of like working with the universe today to be like, okay, you tell me what I need to do and I will, And so I want to say that this is a confirmation that you listened to the universe today, and you really came out on the what did I like? I really want to say, like, aqua colors. Like, you came out, like, with you came out on top. That's what I want to say. Yeah, and I'm totally seeing pinnacle, but also doesn't her headdress look like it's like a party hat, dude? So it's like you did something for yourself that really, I mean, look at how she's feeling. This is how you're feeling. Like, you're feeling like, you're like, yo, I did this for myself. I'm feeling sexy. I'm feeling right. I'm feeling happy, And it's like, and as she does it for herself, again, in a selfish way, she then is able to give to others. Do you see how her hands are? It's like she's receiving, but she's also giving. So that's exactly how dreams come true. When you concentrate on your dreams, you are giving to yourself, you're giving of yourself also to that dream. That's also kind of perceived as selfish, right? When you're giving of yourself to your dream. So it's like you and your dream and the divine, and then other people want to hang out with you, but you can't, so then that's why they call you selfish. So that's pretty huge. And then, but yet, long-term wise, you're affecting everybody and the world by being very helpful, by kind of creating, or making was a huge word for me today. You're making something, okay? So please know that you are doing the right thing for yourself in terms of making something really right for yourself, so that you can enhance somebody on a really right level later down the line, okay? So it's really beautiful. I mean, again, I'm thinking about the number 8 today in terms of how prevalent it was, and it's like, wow, these are some super huge, powerful, beautiful, and bright energies going on, Amazing, amazing. Ugh. I should have brought my water, but I didn't. It's okay. So, yeah, moving. Okay, we're going over this card. Yeah, this is the bottom of the deck. Oh, shit, guys. I love it! Yeah. It's interesting. They call it Yemanya. Yeah, Yemanya. Actually, I have an uncle who's kind of named that, but this would be the girl version of his name. That's hilarious. So, this also has a lot of water around it, okay? So, like, this is really interesting. So, I feel as though she's taking it to the next level. Like, she just got into the water, but here's what your future holds. It's like, oh, you're getting very vulnerable. Talk about sensitivity. It's like you're getting in the nude vulnerable, okay? So that's like super respected. You know what I'm saying? Not many people would respect that, but it's like, no, no, no. You get emotionally nude in your essence. Like, you're like a super angel. Okay, that's all I gotta say. In this world, it's like, it would be huge. So again, I feel as though whatever brought light to your world today, it literally made you feel so free, right? Made you feel so free. I actually, oh, this. Do I go into this? Yeah, it's super funny. So as I'm driving today, what I was thinking about was, there was a strip club, and it was called like Angels, and then it said like nude whatever, like Angels Nude or something like that. And then I was thinking, and I was driving past, and I was like, oh, the word angels, yay, and then I saw the nude. I was like, okay. I was like, no, you know what? I never thought about it that way, but I was like, I really appreciate the aspect that strippers are really, they have to get down to the nude. So talk about, but they're doing it on the physical level, but imagine being a nude stripper, like literally being for your emotions on an inner level, like that's, and I was like, wow, that's really to be a respected thing. Like, we don't realize it, you know what I'm saying? So it's very interesting how, like, wouldn't it be so cool if we actually respected strippers because the fact that they literally are able to be this free? Like, that is so, like, in our society, you can never really see anybody to be that free, I mean, okay, that would be like a nudist society, but like, what the fuck ever, man? My whole thing is like, at least if you can't go this way, right, in a nudist society, but all, like, I want to say, just because you're also in a nudist society doesn't mean that you're also emotionally nude, but maybe you are. I mean, I don't know. I'm not a part of it. I'm not one of them, so I don't know. All I know is that I am definitely an emotionally nude person, and like, I don't give a damn, like, whatever comes out of me needs to come out of me, and I appreciate that vulnerability. So, as I am, so will others, right? I like to free people up in that sense, okay? So this says, okay, back to like what it actually means. It says, important doors are opening for you right now. Walk through them. Now, walking and working has been like this huge, like ever so working, but working is also walking. You're walking your talk. You're kind of supporting yourself. You're helping yourself out. Your dreams are coming through. And emotionally, I feel as though you really are. The golden opportunity here is freeing yourself from everybody else's bullshit that, like, you've been taught your entire life, that you're like, you know what, it no longer serves me, it's not working for me, I gotta drop this and I gotta move on with what it feels right for me, and just know that you literally are being guided, like you have animal spirit guides, which is the dolphin, but you also are just like super joyous because you don't give a fuck. Like, that's the golden opportunity that you've reached today. And not only that, and in your future, but like, talk about golden opportunity, and then you have like all this gold, which is the bright future. So imagine that. Like, I just feel as though this bright future just opened up for you with Lakshmi kind of energy, but then also it's going to flow in terms of like very well, like with ease and grace, as they say. And I mean, it's just going to be flowing and abundant. And again, guys, we're talking about career today, and it's just like something you did today opened up your world to having an even more abundant happening show up in your life, right? On an expansive level. So you did something very powerful today to kind of switch things up, either in your mind, but I feel as though very much so in your emotions. This could have been in your mind, like this whole sensitivity bit, like you showing sensitivity towards another or towards yourself, or vice versa. I mean, it usually happens that way. When you show it to others, it comes right back to you, and it's an equal kind of like equal opportunity healing, right? Equal golden opportunity healing. Yes. So my whole thing is, it's like you probably did that for yourself today, and then literally, like, you've just opened up, you just opened up a lot of really powerful feminine energies, to have it really be put to work or walk in your career aspect of your life. Okay, so again, I feel as though a lot of the people that resonate with me are literally bringing their, like, again, we live in a society where masculine energy is very much so the forward moving energy. It's like the one that it's like our it's the energy that like we work with in terms of putting our best foot forward. But now I feel as though the roles have been reversed, and maybe this is what you realized later tonight, is that or however you saw it, maybe it was earlier for you, I don't know. It also depends on if you're a night owl or if you're a really early morning person, right? Or both. Like sometimes, you know what I'm saying? Depending on your hours. So like maybe it's like all will work out in terms of your night and your day, you know? But the whole thing is, you know, you did something, I'm going to just say towards the end of your day that you really kind of appreciated in yourself. And that really kind of expanded you and made you realize that this is exactly how you want to kind of go forward with your career, you know, like you're like, this feels right for me, I'm gonna just keep sticking to it, right? Because it's your career, it's what you want to do, you know. Are we moving on? Okay, am I talking about the midway thing right now? Okay, later. So they're telling me to start with this card first. Okay, awesome. So here's the middle. This is the happiness, the midway happiness for today, in terms of the divine masculine energies. So excuse me. So midway today, you kind of put in a lot of effort. You were moving around. You were oh my God, it's the number 13 and it's the 13th today. Holy shit, that's crazy. So you were putting a lot of effort towards your career today. And so this is, again, the yellows are there, guys. The yellows, 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 you know, and I just love how this is a blessed blend of both. Like, do you see how it's like the reds from the white Tara and then the yellows from the Lakshmi? I love that. I love it. I love it. So, you know, so it's like you've seen, and actually, on a, like, I don't know if I've mentioned this before in case ever came up, but red and yellow are like McDonald's colors, and they use those colors for hunger, right? Like to kind of like stimulate hunger. So you were kind of hungry to put in effort into your career today. And you were very much so, like there was a passion in your heart for it, and there was like this light that was like kind of backing you up to kind of do it. So I definitely feel spirit here when I'm talking about the yellow. Like absolutely, they were like shoving you forward, and you're like, okay, I'm going. Even though you kind of just, again, you might have not seen this morning where you were kind of headed towards. You're like, see these clouds, like you're like, okay, I know I'm strong. I know like there's clouds like that, you know, could be along the ways of, you know, mountains, but you were like kind of like not so sure of like where this day was going to go. Like you didn't have anything in mind or whatever, or maybe you were just like, you know, open to whatever type of, whatever Mother Earth and the energies of today were kind of going to swing you, and you went with the flow. Like you were spinning, I want to say, with the flow of the earth. You were like very in alignment. Okay, so again, that helped support the effort that you put in today. Anything else for this card? No. Okay, so they want me to go here. Oh my God, guys, look at that, dude. Oh shit, hold on a second, that scared the shit out of me. Gotta dismiss that. Now look at this. Right under the divine feminine is the divine masculine, and it's nature and talking about Mother Earth. Like you can't make that shit up. That's a beautiful thing. So it's harmonious, you know what I'm saying? Where it's like, okay, this is cool. And it makes a lot of sense. Because just like I was saying here, like this is also spirit based, right? Spirit driven. The green is very much so like, I feel like a spirit of the fairies, of earthliness stuff, like Archangel Raphael also. Now you are also just kind of open in terms of your spirituality. So what they did was they kind of, they nature nurtured you, right? Like into effort today. So you were kind of like, okay, like in your natural element today. Also, very much prevalent was the idea of breathe. Okay, breathe and just be, and that you were like literally finding yourself in your original nature of who you are. Like you were just being that, and you were okay with it. You were just like kind of like you were at the most simplest aspect of you. And look at what I just did with my hands. I didn't even notice I did that, which made you reach your apex. Okay, so again, we were talking about bright future in terms of her hat being like, you know, a party hat with an apex at the top. It's like that's exactly what you kind of came into alignment with, is like your top notch of yourself, which is literally at the most simplest, just being in your energy, believing in your energy, and just what was the other B word that I was using there? Breathing your energy. You're just kind of being with it, which is basically, you know, what gave you this sensitivity to be you, and but also the sensitivity to me is strength, to be the strength of you, right? So it was kind of, so again, we're doing these wavelength things. I always like how it comes out in that frequency, you know. So, and by you being, you know, by you being your sensitive, you know, sensitive strong self, you were able to put that into play in terms of effort, and it was successful, because it's like the bright future, it kind of landed you, like you're super satisfied, super happy, super content, you know. So it's beautiful. Here's the next one. Surrender. Oh my God. Talking about, yo, I love it. Okay. So 9 and 1 is 10, which means that you know, and that's been like a theme lately too, in terms of closing out a cycle. So, but the whole thing is, with this card, it says stop worrying, everything is going to be fine. Now you have stopped worrying. That's what had happened today. And not only that, by you putting effort into your life, right? You kind of freed yourself up from this morning. That's what I want to say. You freed yourself up from this morning. You were like, okay, let's see, and I'm gonna like live my life the way I'm gonna have to. Oh my gosh, my feet always like fall asleep. It's like intense when I do readings. It's super fucking intense. So anyhow, so the surrender is basically like that's what it's telling you to do, because it's like, all right, you've reached the apex, you've done all that you can do, you've closed out these cycles, and now it's just like, just surrender to what's coming next, okay? And I really feel, guys, because tonight there has been so many little blessings. Like every time I would turn around and need something, it would be there, and it wouldn't be anything, it would be effortless, okay? So again, you put in effort into your life to actually create a better, bright, effortless future for yourself. And so you were kind of doing the last of it. But what I'm trying to say here is that the universe, and spirit, because I was like sensing that as the yellow, the bright light behind you is literally showing you. Oh my God, this is crazy. All right, I'll go into that. Is showing you that. What was I just talking about? Oh, so much coming at me. It's showing you that, like, it was showing you in little kind of snippets of how easy your life is about to become. Okay, because you've really efforted all that you possibly can. Who was about to come out, and so yeah, so it was just kind of like, it was showing you in little like in little incidences today, that life is about to be so much easier, because when you want it, you manifest it right there. When you want it, it's there for you instantaneously. That's how your life is going to become, right? Because you showed up until now that you were so willing to effort, okay? So it's beautiful, guys. Like that's like I feel okay. And tomorrow is the 14th, which is 1 and 4 is 5. So 5 is positive change. So again, it's the turning of everything from, it's the alchemizing, right? Everything that is I guess negative or shadow or dark or whatever into positive, and for you to get stronger. But so that's why tonight is all about the surrender, because it's like, yo, surrender, because tomorrow and your days ahead for this year, and may it go on as prolonged as it needs to go. It literally, it's saying that surrender, things are really on the horizon, okay, of really kind of coming into fruition for you, okay, like in terms of ease and grace, but really like instant manifestations are happening. You know what I'm saying? So just I'm just so happy. I'm grateful for this entire reading, but I'm just so happy that Lakshmi came up, because she is such an amazing, like, I resonate with her so much, but also I'm looking at this in terms of spirits like guiding me, like that they're both connected. It's like you have such a bright future because you freed yourself the fuck up. You put that effort into it, you know, and that wasn't easy a lot of the time, but you're here. You're here now. So it's like there's this golden opportunity, this bright future that you can actually really look forward to. And so it's just like, now is the next step. Like the next step is to surrender knowing that there's a bright future ahead, you know? So again, it's like the wavelength, that's the wavelength, the frequency here, that's really beautiful. So bright future, surrender, because tomorrow's gonna bring some damn good fucking juicy shit, okay? Normally we don't like our shit juicy, but let me just say something, it's okay. Shit is also good luck, so let's do it. Yeah, let's do it in terms of leadership, okay? So 8 and 1 is 9. 9 is you know, endings, but also today I realized there was a lot that went on today. It's very interesting. There's a lot. So 8 and 1 is 9. 9 is an ending, but also endings are destinations, okay? So you're, like I said, somebody's either traveling on water, and they're either traveling by day or traveling by night, but I actually feel like they might, actually I'm feeling that they might be doing both, but I'm feeling that day is more so prevalent. I see like a majority traveling by day and then like a minority traveling by night. That's what I see. And so what was I going to say? So with this leadership, it's like, okay, so you've surrendered, which is actually, it's very interesting. These are very interesting cards if you put them together, okay? So you have leadership now in terms of your self-love, because pink to me is that and this magenta especially is like that it kind of expresses to me like the compassionate passion that you have of self-love, okay? So it's basically blending in like a baby pink with a red, okay? So that's where you get that passionate, and that's why I love fuchsia, because fuchsia is such a fucking awesome color to me. I just like resonate so well with it. And so what do I want to say here? Oh, is that these are, okay, so you have step 8, step 9, right? 1 and 1, okay? So I don't know what that's basically saying, but I had to point that out. Purple, like, these are like the colors of the chakras. So you went from the leadership of the self-love, which is this is why we're talking about it. It's the closing of the cycle and starting of the new, okay? So self-love, you've kind of mastered. You're a leader at it now, right? And now that you are that, you surrender because of the fact that there is, spirit is telling you, like, your spirit is now surrendered to what more is there to receive at this point, because you've done all the efforting, right? So now you're what we're doing is we're closing out a cycle where it was more so working. Not that that's ever going to stop, because actually it's a joyous thing to be really kind of, like focused on your passions and on your compassionate, caring pursuits, right? Like, which will bring you the happiness, you know? I'm in the screen, look at how this lotus kind of looks as if it were the Merkaba, which is so interesting, right? Like, this would be like the aerial view and this is the side view. So I don't know why I was just like kind of guided to perceive that, but it's kind of like, I think it's also saying that you were blossoming, like This is a future. It's a fuchsia color. Oh, maybe that's how I was looking at it. So it's, I get it. Ending of a cycle. So here's where you ended. Here's where you're surrendering yourself to. You're surrendering yourself to spirit. But now it's kind of like, it's like a pattern. It's like fuchsia, purple, and then fuchsia. So it's kind of like you're reaching another level. I was talking about levels earlier before. You're reaching another level of a yanked out self-love, which is beautiful because that's exactly what a career needs to be. A career needs to be you knowing how to lead yourself in terms of self-love, in order to be successful, in order to kind of know exactly how you work and yada yada yada, and put things into successful play. Then you have purple, that it's like spirit leads the way with purple, right? So purple is like you surrendered your purple, you surrendered your kind of mind to, your crown chakra to. And so it's kind of like, and again, it's a completion of a circle leading into the beautiful fiery. I mean, it's awesome. I'm just gonna say it's like a fiery, like passionate, compassionate, yeah, type of essence, where it's like now you're really gonna go out into the world and you're going to just project your that energy out loud and outwards towards other people. And that's in essence what a beautiful successful career is all about. Now I'm getting to put these together, which is the golden opportunity and leadership. So the self-love, and actually red, okay, so they were both red, or kind of like red orange, which is very cool, because red orange, I've always loved red orange too, because it's like, they're really vibrant colors, but they're also like, it's like you've rooted yourself into it, but you're also like spinning creativity out of it. Okay, that's what I'm definitely hearing. So for you to have done that like over and over and over again, in terms of a very kind of like a habitual way, literally you're getting this golden opportunity. And this yamanya, the name, that the color that it's in, is also this kind of red orange, right? So my whole thing is, it's like what it's saying, what I'm getting here is that you've basically become very rooted in your creativity. Like your root chakra and your sacral chakra are like fucking really the spirit behind your career, your caring career, and your caring self, right? Because of the fact that you self-loved yourself into this caring aspect of yourself, in terms of the career, in terms of developing the career. But also, so now, in case you didn't see anything much and you've just been working, there is something on the horizon, like I said, with a golden opportunity happening in your career. I feel as though somebody's like about to, interesting how this is Tiffany blue too, like kind of like a sea, like a, what do they call it, like a sea foam green or sea blue or whatever. Like, it's actually very interesting because why is it interesting? I don't know why. Golden opportunity, I don't know why. I thought I had it, but I forgot about it. But basically, it's just golden opportunity of damn, I really had something and I lost it. It's gonna come back to me. Walk through them. Oh, okay. So also what I'm getting here is walk through them. You have also kind of walked through all of your fears. You've definitely this is also what your career could also be like, in essence of, where it's like it helps other people walk through their fears, or their what is it called, their emotions, like their roadblocks or obstacles, and so long. But since you've done that for yourself, again, out of the self-love, and don't you love how like she's kind of red, like the background, it's so beautiful, all of it is super connected. It's like she's rooted in all of this energy that I've just spoken about so that she can literally like broaden her world in terms of golden opportunity and sharing it with the people, very much so widespread, right? Um, as the ocean is. The ocean is very widespread. So what I want to say is that you're grounded in your earthly elements. You've really healed. You've come to this healing. You've grounded it. So I feel like the green and the blues are really coming together in this. You might not see it from the glare, but there's greens here and there's a light blue. So it's kind of like your groundedness took you into this really awesome flow of what a golden opportunity is coming into. Now, I also want to say that you probably created like a really big, awesome habit out of your career and whatever it is. But what I'm sensing is that it's a habit, it's a hobby that you created a habit out of, okay? So that is creating a golden opportunity for you where somebody would just might see you and then they might kind of like take you to the next level of doing something with it. Okay. So again, what I'm seeing here so strongly is that you've stuck to what is right for you. You kind of you didn't care what anybody else had to say about what you were doing. You just did you. And by you doing you and by you listening to spirit and by you listening to, your inner sensitivity, your inner strength, your, nature itself, you kind of doing things for yourself on a regular, harmoniously, and also revisiting that every day, you literally have created this leadership within you, okay? And also you could be, as I'm saying leadership, I'm also getting like you're probably a specialist in what you've been kind of plugging away at, and then that receives recognition of a golden opportunity. I feel like as though this golden opportunity could also be this aha moment for you too, where it's just like, okay, I freed myself so much that it's like, wow, this golden opportunity could be like you giving yourself the golden opportunity in terms of a permission to be like, yo, I can actually fucking make this shit happen. Like I knew that it was gonna come one day, or what, like it would have been a nice idea, you know what I'm saying, like to have to put into place, but like, dude, it's coming a lot quicker than expected, you know what I'm saying? Like, so it's, and also what I want to say is that it could have very much easily been birthed by somebody saying something to you where you're like, does that even fucking matter? Like, does that even matter what you're telling me? But you're going to refer back to, talk about reflection for today. You're going to refer back to that and you're going to be like, oh my God, that person said what they wanted, maybe in a negative way, but that actually was meant to be said that way, just simply expressed so that I can kind of know what needs to be done and I can make moves towards that person getting what they want, but me as a person also getting what I want. So it's like a win-win situation. You know what I'm saying? So again, you put that effort in it today. That effort was put into that today, and I feel as though you created a win-win situation, even if you may not have got to the literal, like, full-blown completion of the project. You're still very happy with what it's looking like, okay? So the whole thing is, and also I feel like what you worked on today is something that you've been telling yourself that you needed for a very long time, and it came so, sorry for the background noise, guys. My mom like gets really excited talking over Skype, and she doesn't realize like it's just like a phone. So she's like, she gets really excited. But we're almost done here. So let me just see, actually. Oh, hey, Eve. Yes, mermaid. I love it. So, long story short, and thanks for popping on, Eve. I appreciate it. And so, long story short, yeah, the mermaid vibes, absolutely. Also, talking about mermaid, I feel as though that you've been acting out of your childlike self today, like, or somebody had said something to you today about your childlike self, like you stood out to somebody today, and they're like, oh my God, that's I don't know. There's just something there. Uh, okay. So sorry, I just had to think about something for a second to see if what's the last thing I wanted to say though? Oh yeah, that I wanted to say that um there's this one thing that like you could have been repeating to yourself over and over and over again, like you there's a certain thing that you knew that you really needed for a very long time, but you didn't know how to actually get it, you know, and you didn't know like what you were even saying, but you know that you were saying it for a very long time, like, man, I really need this, man, I really need this, I really need this. And then all of a sudden it fucking pairs today, and you, but it pairs in a different way than you thought, and you'd be like, oh my god, that's exactly what I fucking needed, and I didn't even realize that that's what I've been asking for this entire time, but not thinking it would turn out one way, but it turned out another way. Do you get what I'm saying? But yet it's still solving a problem, and you're still super satisfied with it, you know, super like super content with it. So, you know, so I just feel like there's things really coming about, guys. Like, I'm talking about dreams coming true in ways that, you know, in very small, put it this way, very detailed ways, very small ways, very like medium ways, and very large ways, and then also dream big ways, right? Like, it's just these four types of foundational dreams that are happening all in alignment with one another, that you're like, oh my god, this is like so fucking cool, that like, you know, it's like you're every like, that's how I felt today. Everywhere that I turned, there was a gift given to me, which is like so super beautiful. And I feel that you were probably feeling the same way. You're like, oh my god, things worked out so fucking perfectly, you know what I'm saying? So again, that's to lead you, to let you know that the big things are coming. As I'm seeing bright, I'm seeing big, you know? So big things are coming, bright things are coming. You're going to be doing so well. You're already doing so well. So good job, and continue to do it, because of the fact that that's what the universe is leading you to do, you know, leadership. Again, they're taking your heart, and I feel like the Merkaba is like a heart, and I, for some reason, I've never looked into that, but I feel like the Merkaba is definitely related to the heart somehow, some way. I'm gonna have to do some research on that. And I feel as though, like, so you're basically, you know, what was I gonna say? Spirit is leading you, and your heart, which is this compassionate, passionate heart, you know, towards, you know, fulfilling all of what you need to do as a human in terms of co-creating with spirit. But you're doing that, and there's a lot of love here. You're doing it with so much love, super light, super listening, I feel. And yeah, you're just like flowing, but you're also solidifying in terms of your earth, you know, your earth self. So it's like, but there's more flow to come, guys. There's more flow to come. Just surrender it, just believe, just trust, you know. And that's basically, are we done here? Yeah, that's basically what's done here. Let me see what you guys are writing over here. My phone's about to die out. Shit, 3%. Okay. Oh, I like how you, Eve, I like how you said, yeah, hi all, because I would love for everybody to chat, you know? Yeah, drinking decaf. It's night, right? So drinking tea, actually probably not where you are. You're where are you? You're on the West Coast, right? So it's like you're a little behind, I want to say, right? Or ahead. I can never remember if it's behind or ahead. I want to say it's behind 3 hours or 4 hours, maybe even more. 3 hours? No, it must be more. It must be like what, 6? 6 hours, I think. Ooh, that's good. Do it up, girl. I love it. Potato dreams. Yo, it's so funny. We're actually on the same frequency. I had potato last night. I had garlic mashed potatoes from one of my favorite, sorry. Oh, I was going to delete that. One of my favorite restaurants is Carrabba's, and I love Carrabba's, and that's what I ordered there last night. Is the garlic mashed potatoes. Bomb. They were so bomb. So that's awesome. Yeah, so Eve, thank you so much for dropping in. I really always love to see you. That's so beautiful. And Yeah, hopefully all this resonated. I mean, I think we just have a beautiful future. So I'm excited to come on tomorrow for us to just basically, see what tomorrow entails. Whoop whoop! Tomorrow's exciting birthday, yo, from me. I'm so excited. And actually, guys, I'm so fully allowing myself to be fully excited for my birthday because it has not been an easy road for me in the past. I want to say ever since, well, right, probably since my 28th birthday, and I'm turning 32 tomorrow. So I'm really allowing myself to, because I feel like this mermaid. Like, I feel like I am the golden opportunity that I've created for myself, which I feel like all of you are, okay? So it's kind of like because we have become that and because we are this bright and shining armor, I'm going to say that's what we are. We literally are bright and shining armor for ourselves. And we're like literally surrendered to what the universe has for in store for us. I'm super excited. I'm super excited. So yeah. So ooh, Irish potato salad. Love it. Okay, 6:21 p.m. So yeah, you are behind. All right, so it's 9:21 here at night. You are at three. Right, right. Okay. I mean ahead in terms of like probably what was I gonna say? Fortune telling ahead also. No, I'm kidding. That's why I can tell you what's gonna happen in the future, Eve, because I literally am 3 hours ahead. I'm just kidding. I'm like, I just have to fuck around a little bit. You know, you can't get this serious. You can't get this serious. So yeah, so all right, I am going to end it here, and I love you, Eve. I love everybody that's really gonna, get a really good takeaway from this. Eve, enjoy your potatoes, girl. Potatoes. Ooh, that sounds damn good. Woo, that's like you made my mouth water, and I stopped eating meat, like, because I was just guided to. But literally, like, meat still looks at me, and I'm like, damn, you look so mighty good. But at the same time, I'm like, I'm actually okay because I really haven't. We'll go into that another time, but yeah, that sounds amazing. That's all I'm gonna leave it at. I love. Yo, you're so cute. I'll take your suggestion as a sign for sure, for sure. That's interesting. Muse at a museum. What's up, girl? They actually do inspire me, so you just never know which one I'm about to go to. So I love you, Eve. I love you guys. We'll talk soon. And actually, well, I'll come at you guys